Hi guys, so I want to show you Texas on the small roads and how the buildings are looking like. So for me this is the deserted city, not a one that people are living in. So what do you think? Tell me in the comments. So, like I said, I'm in Texas, driving on 287, going south towards Dallas, and the towns and villages that I'm crossing, they look like deserted. The buildings are not well maintained, and I don't know. Is this Texas or what do you think? All the Texas looks like this. I saw, yeah, okay, Dallas, San Antonio, and Austin. In those areas, it's not like this, but the rest of the U.S., the Texas, I mean, look on the right here. That house is like deserted. What the F? And wait, I have some more. Don't go away. But it's mind-blowing that today, 2025, in the US, in Texas, there are still places that they are looking like that, deserted. And like I'm back in time, in 1980s. Looks like 1980s, guys. So don't want to be rude with anyone, but if that's the US, no thank you. You should go to Europe, guys. Leave the proud away. Proudness that you have in the US and go to Europe to see how buildings and houses are looking like. Even in Eastern Europe, you're going to find much better maintained houses than here, and they are built. The build quality is like it should be. They are made from concrete, not wood or plywood, because these ones are made from plywood. Yes, so the build quality, ask anyone you want, anyone that knows Europe, that the houses there are good houses. A strong wind, like a tornado, will not going to take that house. Maybe it will take the roof. Maybe, but not even that, because those roofs are made from stone. I don't know how to translate, but the shingles on the house are so heavy that a small child can't take one in his hands up, can't take it from the ground, lift it from the ground. So that's why maybe not even the roof to be taken by a tornado. You know? If you have an answer to this question, if any Americans in time. I think I'm going to name this video Texas Back in Time, 1980s. It looks like that. In that small village, it was like that. Abandoned houses and stores and looks nasty, guys. I understand now why the government people, they are a little, I don't know how to say, they want to do something with this US because it's not the great USA that was before. What I admired about Trump was that on his inauguration ceremony, when he was installed as a president of the US, now 2025, it was the fact that he had the guts and the courage to say in front of a globe, because not just the Americans were watching that inauguration, all over the world, all the globe was watching that. He had the guts and the courage to say that from now on, from today, the USA will be just two sexes, two genders, male and female. That I admire about him. No other president in the world had the courage to say that, because actually that's the normality that our child, our kids, has to grow with. Because the child is going to grow with what he sees around him. And if I'm a cat and my wife a dog, maybe he will be a mouse, yeah? But if I'm going to be a man and my wife a woman, and he's a boy, he will want to become a man. So I don't want to offend anyone, but that's the normality that has to be in this world. Because if it's not going to be that, the human race will going to disappear. That's what will going to happen with the future. Human race will going to disappear because of that. Everyone else that they are considering themselves something else than man and woman, they're supposed to stay inside and not talk too much because they are not normal. And everyone has to see them as out of the normality. Yeah. If you want to know, there is a project, I don't know the name, Project 47, it's about mouse society, and they are testing how that society is evolving in time. And after tough periods like no food, it was harsh for them. After that period was ended, and they had everything that they wanted and needed, the males become to consider themselves so smart that they didn't find the need to mate. And the women mouses, they found the same thing. No attraction for the men. So that society, after a couple of months, died. All the members of the Q community died. And that project in Mouses was put in place a couple of good times in the past, and the result was the same. After a period, maybe they were thinking that they are cats and dogs and they were not male and female. They didn't want to reproduce themselves, each other, make babies. They were thinking that they are too smart for this planet, and they died, all of them. Because actually in life, if you are asking me, the only purpose of you and me is to have at least one child, if not more. That's actually our purpose. And to evolve, that's another purpose. So to evolve, to live better, to evolve, you know what that means. I don't have to explain to you that. So maybe I'm crazy, but I think that I'm normal, and some other people are crazy. But in these days, normality, it's put beside, and you can't speak about that because you are hurting some others. Some others, they are not normal, and you have to speak about them. So who has the guts to say it? Say it. Because I saw that in these days you couldn't say much to another because that's not right, and LGBTQ, fuck that. That's my point. And if you don't like it, don't watch me. Give me a thumbs down and go in your shed for cats and dogs. Yeah? But it's a bullshit. You're supposed to pay more taxes because you're, and not to drive a car. Cats and dogs, they are not allowed to drive. So walk. One more. Yeah, okay. This discussion a little degenerated, but normality has to remain how it was. Normality. That's the purpose of humankind, to evolve and to procreate. Because if we were not going to do that anymore, we were going to disappear. Maybe we deserved it. Deep discussion. Maybe the title is supposed to be like that. Deep discussion about genders in Texas back in time. I will, my assistant will going to create a smart title for me, but it will going to be put like that. Deep discussions about genders and normality in Texas, which looks like in the 1980s. Huh? What is it? I'm crazy. That's your opinion. I respect that. If that comes from a dog, I don't give a about it. If it comes from a human, yeah, I respect that. First of all, you can't make me address to you like a cat, or so I'm going to address to you as I want. And when I'm going to see that you are a cat, I am going to tell you, go away, go catch some mouses, because cats are eating mouses. I'm going to feed you with a live mouse. Huh? What are you going to say? Okay guys, that was